Hey everyone, this is Jenny Garcia, and this is a December daily process video, and I am going to document day 9. And I had this initial plan to make this December daily simple so I could finish it, but my brain always comes up with an idea to just sabotage me. So I wasn't feeling like I was in a December daily mood or, rhythm on days 7 and 8. So I started looking for inspiration and looking at the class from from Ali Edwards, but not really from Ali Edwards. It's the Canvas, creating with Canvas class. And this idea has nothing to do with that. It's just that I was trying to look for inspiration, and I am terrible at scrap lifting. So I went to my Pinterest to find out that I don't pin anymore, so I don't have that many new fresh ideas on that board, but I do save them on Instagram. So I was kind of looking for things to do, and I couldn't find anything to scrap lift, but I did came up with this idea to make these tiny presents, and my initial idea was to put them in the shape of a tree, and it kind of ended up looking like that. And now I think that maybe I could put something on top, and this was absolutely not simple at all. It took me like way too long because I kept cutting pieces and thinking about the ribbons and the papers to use, and I just reached first for scraps of paper. So this you can translate into a scrapbook layout, and you can put photos in some of those rectangles, or you can turn it into a card. But for now, it's like a filler page. And my initial idea was that I was going to put numbers from 1 to 9 on each of those presents, because the image behind what's going to be this layout, it's my wrapping paper for the year. And it was day 9, so I wanted to create something with the number 9. That's why I ended up picking 9 pieces of paper. But it ended up looking different than I thought it would look in my head. I'm actually happy with how it looks. At the beginning I was like not feeling it, but it was one of those things that you end up the project and you're tired, and it doesn't look good, but the next day you look at it with fresh eyes and you're like, well, this is kind of cool. It turned out pretty nice. And I was going to put twine in all the presents, but then I remember a die that I have from Sussex that my friend Tina sent me, and it gave me also an idea, and I got to cut a few bows from that die, which is the one on the right. And it also has super tiny tags that are so flipping perfect for this project. And these papers most of them are digital papers, digital scraps I should say, and then 3 of them are from Feed Your Craft. And I was trying to experiment with different bows, and I got the idea to make this one with a bunch of loops, and I don't love how it turned out. Like, that's the only piece that bothers me from this layout. One thing I wish I would have done before adding the bows and the ribbon is I wish I could have put a black line around each present to like make them pop a little bit more. And I like this green. When I was editing this video, I was thinking, oh, maybe I should have used that green for the presents, but it would have popped too much. It's very dark. But maybe for another thing I could do something similar. But I did use it to create the ribbon and some of the bows. because a lot of them are way bigger than the die. I should have used the die, but honestly, it didn't occur to me. I was like, I'm just gonna cut them and it'll be that. So you don't really need the die cut. I mean, it would be really nice for the bow because the bows turn out super cool. But you can also just cut the ribbon or the lines with your trimmer or scissors. And as always in these projects, I'm going to use the Tombow Mono Aqua Liquid Glue in case I use too much glue. That way it doesn't stay tacky. And I was just using embroidering floss. I also have others, like the red twine is actually twine that I got from Dollar Tree. So with each season, they always bring items like that. So besides checking the craft section at Dollar Tree, you can also check the holiday section. And it looks like it's double-sided because this was the part of the washi that I folded in the paper. I just cover a white piece of paper with washi tape. So if there's a washi tape that you really like the pattern, this is something that you can do. I've also done this with alphas, and it turns out really cute. You can mix different patterns, and I have a video of those. It's very old, but it's one of my favorite videos. And I did a lot of die cutting. I love my Sizzix. If you have an electronic die cut machine, that works too. I just really love how the Sizzix cuts like really crisp. Like, doesn't look cut, it looks like, I don't know, it cuts like butter. And I have the healing mat from Scrapbook.com, and I love it because now my machine cuts a lot easier and they don't bend. All you gotta do is like wash them for them to be fixed. And I kept trying to shuffle them and add things, make sure that I liked it. And even I had my layout until I went to the paper and I was like, well, I think I'm gonna have to like move them a little closer and like tilt them and make it a little less perfect. And the 3 presents in the middle I made with digital stamps. And the ones on the left and right are technically the same. I just switched the colors, and I have a video on how to do that. And you can just play with the colors. And you can change it to black and white or red or whatever color you need at the moment. And I always try to like keep playing with it, even with colors that I don't need, because I don't use that much blue in my December daily, but it's nice to have them. My favorite part was the little bows. Like, I love this whole die, but I am obsessed with the bows because there's no way that I can probably cut some holly leaves or use a hole punch to get, you know, the berries, or just cut a rectangle like I did for the presents. But the bows are like so special, and they have a few different ones too. And then I found these super tiny tags, and I cut a white piece of paper that had some snowflakes. I just wanted like a little hint of a snowflake, but I did want it white because I was going to put it against other colors. And then I used these little stars to put them in the middle. You can also use enamel dots, buttons if they're a little bigger, and pearls, or if you have those stickles that the Nuvo drops. I believe it's called. It's like liquid enamel dots. And I'm gonna switch a few of these later because I remember that I had some gold stars that I could use. And I'm gonna measure the paper that's gonna go in the back of these presents. So it doesn't really end up as a Christmas tree shape. Probably if I would have put a few of them on the top closer together, it would have looked like that. But as I was happy with just to have the presents all fit without getting caught in the punch holes. And I still had the plan right there to add the numbers, but then I figured that I was going to be so busy because it was already busy with each present, and that's what I picked this background. I actually said that I wasn't going to print anything at all anymore, but I did wanted something neutral that I can put against these very bright colors. And the photo behind it, that's half of the photo. It's a flat lay with gift boxes, the gift stickers, gift wrapping, gift bows too. And when I started putting them on the paper, I decided that yes, so we're all gonna go all smushed together and all kind of crooked. But then when I was done, I was like, oh my god, this is really busy, and I should have put like some sort of black line around it. And I'm still thinking about going back and doing it. So if you can give me your opinion, that would be great. I think I can still do it if I'm like very careful. And this is also a sort of project that you can do if you don't have any die cut machines at all. Like instead of using the bows that I cut out, just use twine. And that should work for you. I love Paige Evans books with all the die cuts, but they're so time consuming. Like this was very simple and it was pretty time consuming. But if you kind of like that business of that layout and you want to experiment with something like that, again, you can add photos or you can add photos to little tags. That could work too. And these gold stars I just got with a Lawn Fawn die and some gold paper that I found at Joann's of their brand. And now I'm gonna switch a few. I was trying to get the middle of some of the bows, but not all of them need it. And I have these pearls that I never really get to use, but I remember that luckily they didn't do what I wanted to the layout, but I have to keep my embellishing to a minimum because my album, it's already full when I close it. It's a chunky boy and I don't want to do 2 albums. I know there are a lot of great people out there that do it, but I'm already very slow. As you can see, this is from 2021. So, and here's a close-up. And I try to make Mary sort of a tree stump. And this card is from Feed Your Craft. And I just wanted to add the number and a few embellishments. I feel like that gingerbread doesn't pop enough, but it also kind of makes some sort of balance with the yellow color on the top right, and then we have the balance of that green with the top left. And it was also something that I could keep very simple. And I did want to add something else to the flat lay photo, but nothing too big. I do love my big flat lay photos. They're so fun. If you haven't tried to make one in your December daily or in real life or in project life, sometimes, like, I took a photo last year of our ugly sweaters. We didn't get a picture together, but I do have a photo of all of them together, and it's one of my favorite photos. And I'm using those Feed Your Craft stickers to add something, and I put nice on the plant. The plant is dead. It absorbs Charlotte's magic, and it died. So if you have an elf, be careful with your cacti. It wasn't me like not putting it, not giving it enough sun or over watering it. It was Charlotte. And this is the whole layout, and these are the pictures. I hope you enjoyed this process, and let me know what you think about adding a line in the presents. I hope you like this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're having an awesome day. Bye.